Mr. Perry Kurtz.
That's what I'm looking for. Let's hear from Maritza. Put your hands together for that lady.
Thank you.
Well, welcome to my show. My name is Perry Kurtz. I'm going to be your entertainment for a little while. I want to thank you for coming down. A little bit about me. First of all, I'm 68 years old, so I'm not just here to entertain you. I'm also looking for a place to live. This place looks nice. You got a pool. Use that pool. Water keeps you healthy. As I said, I'm 68. My name is Perry Kurtz. That's Perry as in Perry Como, Perry Mason, Perry Winkle. Now there's a very famous rock and roll singer by the name of Katy Perry. You've heard of her? Okay, she's a woman.
Oh, really?
I'm a man. Don't make me prove that. I proved it last week and she said, "Oh, you're Jewish." That's just for a particular group. All right, thank you. And I am very happy to be here. I have been a comedian since 1974. I have never had a day job. So I am thrilled that this is my life. Now I want to make sure, can everybody see me?
Yes.
You can see my jacket?
Yes.
This is classic. I bought this in 1981 for $21.
Wow.
And last week somebody told me I looked like a baked potato with shoes. Is that rude?
Yes.
No, I like potatoes, so they're good. But as I said, I am 68 years old, and I'm happy to be alive because I'm doing what I love. I started doing comedy when I was 10 years old. My father was a little bit abusive, and one time he said to me, "Am I going to have to take off my belt?" And I looked and I said, "I'd appreciate it. It's smaller than your hand." He laughed and he left the room, and I started using comedy all my life. People said, "You're funny. You should be a comedian." Now I'm a comedian. So I've been lucky. I've gotten to travel around the world, military bases, had some great friends. I grew up in Philadelphia, which is where I started. Anybody ever hear of Philadelphia? It's one of the original cities. Yeah, Philadelphia. They say that they're a modern city. They're advanced. They're progressive. Yet all these years they haven't fixed the Liberty Bell. Can't put some glue in there, maybe some duct tape. I don't know. But I'm originally from Philadelphia. My mother is back there. My mother is 88, and I think she has dementia. Do we have anybody here with dementia? You wouldn't remember, would you? I have it. I developed it. And the way I knew is I was driving home one time, and where I go to get off the freeway, it splits. And I would go left. Well, one time I pulled up and I looked and I went, I don't know where I'm going. So I made a call and my friend says, make a left. So I thought I will prepare. So I cut out a white cardboard L and I put it on the left side of the dashboard, right next to the window between that and the steering wheel. The L for the left. Yeah, it worked most of the time. Then I pulled up one night, I pulled up there and I looked at it and went, L, L, L. I'm lost. Yep. Now my mother, none of the story. She's 88, and I call her up one day. I go, "Hi, Mom." She goes, "Who's this?" I went, "This is Perry." "Perry? My son's name is Perry." "Yeah, Mom, this is Perry. This is your son." "Oh, who's calling?" "This is Perry, Mom. This is your son. I'm calling you right now." "Oh, okay. But who's calling me now?" "This is Perry." "Wow, what a coincidence. I have a son named Perry." "Mom, this is Perry. I'm your son." "You're my son too?" "What's your name?" "Perry." "Oh, well, who's calling?" "Mom, it's me. This is Perry calling." "Oh, Perry's not here. No, Mom, this is Perry. I'm calling you right now. Who's calling me? So I skip to the immediate. I go, Mom, did you eat today? She goes, wait a minute, let me look in the sink. You ever do that? You get up and you're walking around all day and suddenly you start going. You know why? It's because you forgot to put gas in the car. Eat something every day. Keep a banana in your room. Once you hit 50, we're low on potassium. Have a banana, but eat something every day. Don't forget to eat. It's really important because it keeps you alive. How many people here are alive right now? Not sure? All right, well, I want you to know, my show, I will be asking you questions. I want to talk with you, not to you. I'm not just going to drop jokes. I want to discuss things with you, but I want a response. So what I want you to do, if your answer is yes, I want you to make a sound very popular in the Deep South. I want you to go, hee-haw. All right? See, the women like it because women just like to make noises. So on the count of 3, everybody go hee-haw as hard and as long as you can. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Hee-haw. Very good. All right. Remember, if your answer is yes, go hee-haw. First question. How many people are seeing me today for the first time? Hee-haw. Okay. How many have never seen me before? Hee-haw. Okay, I confused a couple people. How many people are here today? Yeah. How many don't know where you are? How many really don't care at this point? Okay, now I know what I'm working with. That's what I'm looking for. But see, it's important you respond because I will be talking to you. Now, as I said, I'm originally from Philadelphia. I'm not from New York. People always say, oh, are you from New York? No, if I was from New York, I would talk like this. People in New York all sound like they ate a sandwich and half of it is still in their mouth. How you doing? How are you? Good to see you. But I talk. I don't talk. That's the Philadelphia. We say Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That's a Philadelphia thing. I talk. I walk. I don't walk. Out here they say walk. A wok is something you cook Chinese food in. So I have my own accent. But I grew up in Philadelphia, moved to San Francisco in '79. When I first got there, I met a guy named Robin Williams, and we became very, very close. I have an improv ability, and him and I worked out together for hours every week. And so we would be, hi, how you doing? What are you doing? I don't know. Good to see you. So we would spend hours here. We're very, very close. And then in around, I think it was like 1980 or 81, I was having dinner with Bill Cosby and got to know him. I was seeing him once a month, and through him, I met Dr. Irwin Corey. Anybody remember him, the crazy doctor? He was a very nice guy. Yeah, but he was nothing like that character on TV. No, that's the way most people are. Then I met Rodney Dangerfield. Hey, no respect. Another person who was a character. And his real name was Jack Roy. I got to know him, and he was flying me to New York 4 times a year to work at his club in New York at Dangerfield's. And money was amazing. I stayed in a nice hotel, and he said, don't bring any money, I'm covering everything. Yeah, I was having steak for breakfast, lobster for lunch. You know, I want to go to the mall, a limo would pick me up, hung out with him. And then around 85, I met Milton Berle, Uncle Milty. And Milton became like a grandfather to me. He was very important. He told me about comedy and about personality and how people read when you're being real. And he was flying me down to LA a couple times a year to work at the Friars Club. You've heard of the Friars Club where they have the roasts? Yeah. Well, I got to do a set there one night. I was supposed to do 6 minutes. They left me up for 11 because the audience was actually laughing. I get off the stage, and there's Johnny Carson, Joey Bishop, Shecky Green, Phyllis Diller, Toady Fields, and Charles Durning. And they're all surrounding me, and Johnny walks and goes, hey kid, I saw your stuff. You're very funny, I like it. Your mannerism, you're a lot like me. I said, I grew up watching me. Well, I grew up watching you. He goes, yeah, and you actually have a personality. You're almost likable. And Phyllis was very nice, and Joey Bishop looks at me, he said, good stuff. I get a tap on the shoulder. I turn around, there's a little fat bald guy. He takes my hand and says, hey, I saw your show. Hits my face, he goes, nice try. Don Rickles. When you've been insulted by Don Rickles, you have a future. So I got a call that Milton had called the Comedy Store for me and got me an audition. And I went over there, I auditioned, got in at the Comedy Store, and became a regular. The money was great, so I moved to LA. And then a year later, I met my wife. We met online. You've heard of computer dating, where you see each other. Now, back in 2000, we didn't have color. We had black and white letters. There were no pictures. And it was so slow that when you would type a word, you had to watch the word build itself dot by dot. So it didn't just go boop, no one boop, 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 boop. That was the P alone. By the time my name finished printing on the screen, my wife made a sandwich, ate it, digested it, and made another sandwich. So we talked on the computer for about 20 minutes. She called me, and we talked for 40 hours over 3 days. And I fell in love with her because she's got a southern accent. Anybody here from the Deep South? Right there, where are you from? Alabama. This is the way they talk in Alabama. North Carolina, that's different up there. North Carolina, they got that I in there. And over here? Arkansas. So you got the triad down there. Wow. Well, my wife is from South Carolina, and she's got that southern drawl. And I don't know if you notice it, people in the South enjoy speaking. They drive slow, they walk slow, they talk slow, because there's no reason to hurry in the South. Out here, we all got something to do, we got to be somewhere. And my wife had her favorite phrase. When she was going out, she says, "I'm going over yonder." You heard that one, right? Yeah, I've looked at 157 maps. There's no place called yonder. I don't know where she was going, but she always came back. So we were going out in those days. In those days, I had a motorcycle. When I moved to San Francisco, there was no place to park. So I bought a motorcycle, a big blue bike. And I got a trunk on the back. And I was driving from San Francisco all the way up to Seattle, out to Phoenix, down to here and back. So I was making this big triangle. No matter what weather it was, I was driving on the bike. And I named it. On the back of the trunk, in big white letters, I put the words, Perry Cycle. If you say it, you'll get the joke. I actually had people pull up next to me in traffic and say the same thing. Perry Cycle? What's a Perry Cycle? It's mine. Yours? Is your name Perry? Yes, it is. What are you, a comedian? Yes, I am. And they would try to run me over. People don't like it when they're the butt of the joke. So I had the Perry Cycle. We were driving around all the time. We were hanging out at the Comedy Store. Got to be good friends with Richard Pryor. David Letterman was stopping in. Robin was coming by. Rodney was coming in. Milton did a couple sets. So we were hanging out with all the luminaries. After about 6 months, she said, "Hey, why don't you come out to my house?" So I drove out to her house. I walk in. There's a guy sitting on the couch reading the paper. There's a little baby girl crawling across the floor. And in the corner, it's a little boy and a little girl playing with blocks. So I said, "Honey, who are these kids?" She starts laughing. Oh yeah, I guess I forgot to tell you, I have children. I'm looking at the two doors thinking, which one's going to get me out of here quicker? Did you ever hear the phrase, don't get involved with somebody who has baggage? My wife owns Samsonite. Well, I got to know the kids. They were all attractive, they were smart, they didn't look anything like me, but they did not know their fathers. So after being with them for a year and a half, one night I gave everybody a little gold ring, put on their fingers, and I got down beside the table and I said, "I'd like to ask the four of you to marry me." And everybody shook their head except my son, who said, "Yeah, whatever, can we just have dinner?" So we got married. We got married at City Hall. Now again, by EHAS, how many people here had a nice wedding where you had your friends and family and you dressed up and it was all really nice? Anybody here?
Yeah.
A couple people. We got married at City Hall, downtown Los Angeles. City Hall is not as nice as the bathroom down the hall, okay? Black and gray marble, that's all it is. And I go up to the counter, I got the kids and my future wife, and I said, "Hi, we'd like to get married." And the guy goes, "Oh, you like to get married?" I went, yeah, we'd like to get married. Oh, good, we marry people all the time. We can marry you. And the kids are like, I said, so we can get married? Yeah, have a seat, we call you in a while. And he just turns around and walks out. 20 minutes later, Sarah and Perry, please come in. We walk in, it's the same guy. Only now he's wearing a judge's robe. And when he starts to read, he's speaking perfect English. The accent had gone out the window. We get to the thing, all right, Sarah, do you take Perry to be your lawfully wedded wife? She goes, I do. And he goes, and Perry, do you take these people to be your family? And I said, I guess so, I'm here, right? Now ladies are laughing because you know it's a stupid thing to do. And guys, you gotta be careful around women, because when we do something stupid, they remember the dumb things we do forever. You women never forget. Forget about an elephant's memory. Women will save it for 50 years until you do something else stupid so they can throw it back in your face. You know why? Guys, we're idiots. We are. Women really are the strong ones in the world. They have the babies. We couldn't handle it. Think about it, guys. Could you walk around with 30 pounds of fluid in front of you and a kid kicking you and punching you, you know, and you got the 3 kids yelling at you and cook and take out? No, women can do this because their brains do a lot of things at once. Men are lucky if they can walk and talk at the same time. You ever talk to a guy and you're walking, he has to stop? Okay, let's start walking. So we got married. We went on the road. We were moving to South Carolina. We worked on the road. And on the way, we stopped and we spent our honeymoon in Barstow. We didn't even get to Laughlin. We were in Barstow. And I don't want to say there's a lot of inbreeding in Barstow, but we met people who were their own parents. I don't know if you've been there in Barstow. There's a giant thermometer by the freeway. You know what they do for fun? They go out and they look at the thermometer and try and guess what the temperature is going to be next. What do you think it's going to be? Oh, well, it's 78. It could be 77, maybe 79. I don't know. That's fun for those people. It's one, and they have one road. It's a big loop. You pull it in, it goes right around. It's got a sign, welcome to, thank you for coming. So we worked in Texas, we worked in Alabama, we worked in Mississippi, we worked in Florida, we worked in Arkansas, and we wound up settling in South Carolina, where my wife is from. Small town, 193 people, everybody is related. Everybody knew everybody. My wife's father, 6'8", giant man, knows everybody in town. He threw a party on his back 40, as they call it, an acre of land. So I had everybody there, had giant oil drums out doing a barbecue. He said, hey, everybody, come here. Gather around, come here. Everybody, come here, come here. Hey, everybody. Hey, Bobby, put the gun down, Bobby. Just lay it on. No, don't push it with your foot. All right, everybody, come here. And they make a big story. He goes, hey, everybody, I want to welcome you to the party. As you know, my daughter Sarah got married. Come here, come here. And puts his arm around my head, which is down. He says, my daughter Sarah got married, and this is my new son-in-law. This is Perry. He's a real Jew boy. Everybody in line went. From the back row I hear, I never seen one before. So I was a little bit nervous. They're all walking on their living yet. A big guy comes up. He's looking at the top of my head. I said, what are you looking for? He says, you ain't got no horns. I said, oh, we shaved those off in the 1300s. They're gone. But people were very nice. I love the South. I go back there. People are very friendly. They'll welcome you into their house. Very sweet people. So we lived there for a while. We moved back out here. Then my wife was telling me, I want to have kids. Now, I didn't want to have children because back in the 60s and 70s, I was a hippie. I smoked marijuana. I had hair down on my butt. And I had heard that if you do drugs, it distorts your chromosomes. And when you have a child, it's born with an extra arm or a finger growing out of its head. So I didn't want to have children. One day she takes me to the bedroom. She says, guess what? I said, what did I do this time? She goes, I'm pregnant. And I looked and said, any idea who the father is? She looks at me and goes, that's not funny. I go, well, it is to me. She said, well, you better get used to it, grow into it. I said, okay. I sat there on the bed and I started freaking out. I'm a comedian. I go out every night. I'm performing. I'm around people. Oh my God, I'm going to have a child. And I watched my wife grow into motherhood. I watched her grow and grow and grow and grow. She gained 123 pounds. She weighed over 100, over 260 when the baby was born. She was so round that if you pushed her sideways, she would eventually roll back to a standing position. But she was a great mother. She took care of the house. I was still going on the road. She did everything, never missed a step, and took care of those kids perfectly. An amazing woman, funny, and she always had that accent. You know, when she would meet people, she'd go, "Hi, how are you?" And they go, "What's wrong with your wife?" She's from the South. "Oh, hi, hi." So she gave birth to my baby. Now, it was a little bit early. We were expecting her to be born at one time. 5 weeks before the baby was due, my wife had horrible pain, and the vein in her head was popping out. It looked like a finger was growing right out of it. Took her to the hospital. Doctor said, "Mr. Kurtz, we've got 20 minutes to get the baby out of your wife, or she's going to die." And I looked and I said, "Can you give me 30 minutes to think about that?" And he looks at me and says, "What, are you a comedian?" Well, yes, I am. He says, "Well, it's going to be a cesarean section. You're welcome to come in during the operation." I went, "Oh, man." I go in there. They got her on the table. They got her feet hanging from ropes. He's got her cut from hip to hip. He's got both hands inside of her. And he's talking to the nurses while he's picking parts out and dropping them back into her stomach like he lost a watch in a drawer. No emotional, "No, that's not it." And he's leaning over and saying, "No, you went to Vegas? Oh, no, 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 don't use national. No, no, oh, it's a spleen. No, 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 you use in my wallet, there's a card, just take that out of my wallet." And I got a little upset, so I said, "Hey, do you have any idea what you're doing?" Famous line, "Hey, this isn't my first rodeo." So I said, "How many times have you done this?" He goes, 3 or 4. I went, "What?" He goes, 1,000. "Gotcha, Mr. Comedian." He takes her out and he hands her to me. Now I want you to think back about your first child. First of all, how many people have children here that you know of? Anybody have kids? I want you to think about when you saw your first child, when you held that baby in your hands and you looked into that face. It is the most magical second in your life. It's more beautiful than all the sunsets, more than 1,000,000 sunrises, more than 1,000,000 roses, more beautiful than $1 million in cash. All right, that was close. But the thing is, I looked at her and I started to cry. And the doctor comes over and goes, "Great, she's got your ears. Oh, thank you very much." And I'm looking at her, I'm crying, I go, "I can't believe it, I got a baby. I have one baby of my own." And I'm holding her, and doctor comes and goes, "Would you like to cut the cord?" And I said, "She's plugged in?" He goes, "No, the umbilical cord." I said, "You're gonna give me scissors?" He goes, "Yeah, come on over here." Put her on a little platform, and they gave me these little blue scissors. Now, I thought it was just gonna cut like this. No, it's like steel. Anybody do this? It doesn't cut easy. It's like a steel bar. I go to cut it, and the scissors keep sliding. It keeps sliding out of the scissors. So I'm chasing it around her stomach. They're all laughing. I turn around, there's 40 people in there. They got their cameras out, they're on the phone telling them, "We got another one, you should see his face." Finally, doctor comes over and holds it for me. He goes, "We do that to everybody." So I looked, I said, "You need to get out more." So we took her home, named her Bella, because to me she was the most beautiful thing ever. And she was great. I loved holding her. She was just wonderful, miraculous. She slept through the night. But one night I got up to go to the bathroom, and when I came back, she was in the bassinet, and I heard, and I jumped because I thought the devil was in the house. You ever heard the devil? He always sounds like a, "I'm Lucifer." I think it would be better if the devil sounded like Ethel Merman. Came out in a pink jumpsuit. "I'm the devil. There's no business like soul business." So I keep walking. Then I hear it again. And a smell hit me. And my eyebrows and eyelashes burst into flames. I couldn't get the air back into my body. I fell to the floor. I crawled into bed and I woke my wife up. I said, "Honey, what's that horrible smell coming out of the baby?" She goes, "Oh, it's from the baby food. We give it to him at night and it gets the gases out." I said, "I wish you'd warned me about this." He said, "Grow into it." Oh, here we go again. So go to sleep. A couple nights later, we're watching a Disney movie. My wife says, "I'm going to go watch a cop show." And I'm thinking to myself, well, I don't know if that's the right thing to, say to kids. I'm going to go watch people shoot each other. So I figured I'd get even. I waited till she was sleeping. I went in the kitchen and I ate some baby food. I waited till my stomach was going. I crawled into bed. I woke her up. I said, honey, pull my finger. She pulled my finger and goes, oh my God, what's that horrible smell? I looked at her and said, baby food. Good night, honey. So now my little baby is 14 years old. She's this tall. She's in high school, and I don't know if anybody here has ever had a 14-year-old girl in high school. Oh my God, this is living torture. But she's beautiful, and I know this because when we go out together a lot, we do karaoke. And she'll get up and sing. And women always say the same thing. Your daughter's so pretty. Your wife must be stunning. Do I get any credit for being there? I was part of that equation. And it's always the same thing. And then she'll get up and sing, and she'll just beat the song up. She's like Frank Sinatra. She puts her own spin on it, and she walks up to people and sings to them. And generally, women will come up and talk to her. Now, if they touch her, I get upset. So I walk up and get possessive, and I put my arm around her. And they always say the same thing. They point to me and they go, is this your grandpa? She says, I got this, Dad. Takes the arm off, walks right, and goes, lady, that's a bad way to start a conversation. This is my dad. He made me. And backs right up. So I know she's pretty because people tell me that, but nobody seems to believe that I could possibly produce a beautiful child. So I bring a picture of my little baby. Isn't that amazing? I made this. Best construction set I ever had. And she is wonderful. She's a dancer. I'm a dancer. I actually, back in 67 and 68, I used to dance on bandstand. And in those days, I was dancing like James Brown. And they would always start the show by having me in a black suit with a white shirt with a black tie, and they would do close-ups of my feet, and they would pull away. I'd be dancing with a giant blonde. That's the way they started the show every week. So I have been a dancer. Now my daughter's into dancing, and she's got all the... And people, she got into a thing called the K-pop Academy. The biggest thing these days is Korean rock and roll. That's driving great. It's like the Beatles was. The girls are going crazy. And she got into an academy, a dance academy, and one day one of the girls said, Bella, where'd you learn the weird upper body movements? And she goes, oh, it's nothing, it's embarrassing. One of the other girls said, Bella, tell him. She goes, oh, my father taught me. That's the way it is with kids. They're embarrassed with us. This is my father, don't talk to him. You know, but I love her so much. So I'm very happy to be alive, to have a child, and I want to find out a little bit more about you guys. Now, again, by e-house, how many people are seeing me today for the first time? Yeah. Okay. How many have never seen me before? Yeah. Okay. Do you remember doing this yet? Just trying to see. And how many are still here? All right. How many people are eating right now and really don't want to make any noise? Okay. It's good they feed you. You get drink. Is that wine they're giving you? Yes. Great. So you guys are all going to be drunk in a little while? Terrific. All right. Well, we'll roll you all out as a group. So I'm happy to be alive, but right now, although this jacket is cool, it's very warm, so I'm going to, as we say, take it off. Now, ladies, stay in your seats. Don't go pulling out your dollar bills. 1, 2, 3.
Wow.
It's very warm because they're actually little metal tabs. So, as I said, I'm alive, you're alive, and you're all here. And I want to remind you that you are all alive, and we all have a future. I don't know if you noticed this. Some of you are starting to get older. But you're getting older. You're not old. Never say I'm old, because old is the end of the line. You always have to look forward to tomorrow. One of the things that'll keep you going is plan on what you're going to do tomorrow. And when you do that, plan on the next day. Life is a matter of not one step after the other. It's one step and another step and another step. And whatever you do, never, ever give up. It's been proven that if you give up, it's a downhill slope. So enjoy your life. Get out. Have some wine once in a while. Drink, eat a little cake, whatever. But enjoy yourself. Because when you get older, our bodies change. I don't know if you notice this. Some of us have started to go gray. Now my mother still has her red hair, and she swears it's natural. She's this tall, and all her life people have told her she looks like Debbie Reynolds. So when Debbie Reynolds dies, she calls me up, she goes, Perry, Debbie Reynolds is dead. Now who the heck do I look like? I said, Burt Reynolds. She went, good enough for me. So our hair starts to go gray. I've had young people say to me, do you darken your hair? Yeah, I darken it, and then I spray the gray back into it. You know, and I'm happy. This is my only good feature. I still have my hair. People can't believe it. I've actually let people yank on my hair. How come you still have your hair? I go, because it hasn't fallen out. You know, our eyes go. I just had cataract surgery 2 weeks ago. So this is the first time in 60 years that I'm not wearing glasses. And it's kind of weird because I keep going like this all the time. Every night when I go to bed, I lay down and I go, where did I put, oh, I don't wear glasses anymore. Because we're creatures of habit. But our bodies change. Remember when you were 18 years old, 20 years old, and you would go to take a shower? When you wanted to wash the soap off, your body was straight down. And all you had to do, put your hands up, and the soap would wash off. Then you hit 40, and your body changes, and gravity starts to pull your parts down. Now to wash the soap off, you have to lift things out of the way.
Wait till you're 90.
We start to lose our eyesight. We get bifocals. If you don't know what they are, it's two lenses. One so you can see far away, and the bottom one so you can see up close. Now the problem is when you first get these, it's very uncomfortable because the bottom ones, the close-up lens, makes things look closer. And when I first got them, I couldn't see where I was going up the stairs. Now, it's one thing to look stupid coming down, but when you're going up the stairs and you're going, where is it? There it is. So I learned to just slide my foot up till I got to it and slide it over. Then, of course, get hearing aids. Sometimes I do my shows. People see me, they turn up their hearing aids. Then they hear me and they turn them back down. You know, we get dentures. I have dentures. Sure you did this when you first got them. 6 months after you have them, you're driving somewhere. 30 minutes later, you go, I forgot to put my teeth in. And the first response is to go like this, oh my God. And you spend the rest of the day talking to people with your hand over your mouth. I'm all right, how are you? Oh, I'm okay, good, I gotta go. We go through changes, the hair, you gotta wear special shoes. I'm diabetic. Any diabetics here? Couple? Yeah, I got diabetes pretty bad. I didn't know I had it for 18 years. And when it hit me, I developed arthritis in my left hip. I got a bone spur in my left hip. And it was really bad. When I would walk, it would go. And I remember one time I was at the Improv, and there was this new guy in town. And he was just a jerk. He was from New York. He thought he was cool. He had the leather jacket on. He had the axle grease in his hair. You know, he thought he was the Fonzie type. And he walks in, yeah, I'm Louie. I'm from New York. I'm the tough guy. I'm tough. Nothing bothers me. I said, hey, Louie, come here. He goes, yeah. I said, you're a tough guy, right? He goes, yeah, what do you want? I said, you're tough, right? He said, yeah, I'm tough. What do you want? I said, put your hand on my hip. He says, why? I said, just put it there. He puts his hand on my hip. I lifted my leg and went, he started crying and ran out of the room. So the doctor said we're going to have to replace your hip. Do we have any hip replacements out there?
Oh, yeah.
Couple? Yeah. Well, I was scared. I was really nervous. And one night I had a dream. I actually dreamt that I was on the operating table. And I heard the doctor say, nurse, I think I cut too deep. And she said, why do you think that, doctor? He said, because I just scratched the table. I woke up sweating and shaking. I was afraid to go back to sleep. So I put off the operation for 2 years and started taking a medication. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. It's called Vicodin. I was taking 10 to 20 pills a day. It worked. I didn't have any pain. I couldn't feel anything from my neck down. Nothing. Nothing at all. I remember one time leaving a club saying goodbye to somebody. I said, I got to go. And he said, you already did. Then about a year after the operation, something snapped inside of me, and now I have to dress with extra clothing. I have to wear plastic pants. And I'm not ashamed. I think it's a relief Because with these on, it doesn't matter what I'm doing. If I gotta go, I can just, wait a minute. I can just stop and go, so to speak. So it's a relief. Gotta get special shoes because I got neuropathy in the feet. You know, we've got all kinds of, here's the thing, you know you're getting older. When you're just sitting there, suddenly you get a pain in your arm. It's like, oh, and then it goes away. You know what that is? That's God reminding you you're still alive. And you are. You're all still here. So try to enjoy yourselves. And one of the things you can do to celebrate life is to remember your birthday. Do you have anybody here that's got a birthday last month, this month, or next month? Anybody celebrating birthdays? Anybody with a birthday this year? Anybody with a birthday in January?
These girls.
These girls back there? All right, you with the finger up. You were the first one. What's your name, dear?
Mary.
Mary.
Mary. And when's the actual birthday?
Oh, 17th.
Come on, tell
17th? So you just had it. And how old did you become? Yeah. Women are all the same. They don't want to touch. You know what drives me crazy? When they go, old enough to know better. Better than what? What does that mean? Doesn't even have an explanation. Old enough to know better.
Better than telling you.
Better than tell. Oh, aren't we special? But see, the thing is, be happy whatever age you are, because you made it this far. Again, by Ehaz, how many thought you would never make it past 30? Or 40, or 50, or 60, or 70, or 80? Right. Nobody ever thought they were going to live as long as you do. But as long as you keep yourself busy and you keep your brain working, you'll live longer. See, the brain controls the body. If the brain walks, the body will follow. So you have to keep yourselves active. Now, I saw some people reading newspapers. That's a great exercise for your brain, because you have to look at things, and when you're ready, you have to physically turn the page. It's not like the kids these days on their cell phones. Oh no, you ever see a teenager with a cell phone walking down the street? Oh, I didn't see you, I'm sorry, I wasn't looking. I figured out for the millennials, which is 21 to like 35 years old, the car has certain parts for specific reasons. The steering wheel is where they put their cell phone when they're texting. The brake is only to stop the car before you hit somebody because you were busy looking at your phone. The turn signal is only to blink at people. And the steering wheel is just to keep themselves from falling asleep. They're always on their phone. The next generation is going to be born with giant thumbs. That's all they know. So to have you guys looking and thinking, this is great. So do that, play games. Bingo is a terrific game. Do we have anybody here who plays bingo? Couple people?
Bingo. Yeah.
Yeehaw, great. Anybody win over $5? Yeah, that person doesn't exist. I've had people win $4.89, but nobody breaks 5. Bingo's a great game because you have to, number one, turn up the hearing aids so you can hear them, fix the bifocal so you can see where the numbers are, and then you have to try and get the little chip on the board without knocking it off. Now, a couple years ago, I developed a spasm on my left hand. I'm left-handed, but if I hold light things like a fork or pen, my hand shakes. I had to learn to write and eat with my other hand. So one time, Bella and I are having dinner, and we're having macaroni and cheese, and my hand starts going like this. The macaroni and cheese flies off the fork. It hits the wall and slides down to the ground. Do you have any idea how embarrassing it is to be kicked out of a Denny's restaurant? There's nothing worse than that. So play bingo and get outside and get some vitamin D. When you get older, our bodies are short of potassium, so have bananas, and sunlight. I'm not saying go out and get burned, but go out and get some sun. Also, something I found out about a year ago is if you put your feet in the grass for about 5 minutes every day, after you do it about 10 times, you'll start to feel like you're getting energy from the earth. I didn't believe it, but it actually works. And another thing that's really good for you, and I do this every night, before I go to bed, I go to sleep with a big piece of Hershey's dark chocolate in my mouth. Don't eat milk chocolate. Milk chocolate's bad for you because of the sugar. Dark chocolate has a different type that doesn't turn into sugar in your system. It's also got antioxidants, and it relieves pain and stress.
It's also bitter.
So eat that. And laugh whenever you can. Did you know that every time you laugh, your body creates endorphins in your brain? When you laugh, it creates the endorphins, which relieves pain and stress. Very similar to stress. So very similar to sex, but I'm not recommending that during the show. But the thing is, laugh when you can. I want to show you. If you're having a bad day, you wake up, you feel horrible, everything hurts. Just go, and you'll feel better. So on the count of 3, I want everybody to laugh for about 3 seconds. If you can put your hands up, that's even better. But laugh as hard, and as loud as you can. Ready? 1, 2, 3. That's great. See, some of you can't stop laughing. It's fun. And what's really weird is that your body doesn't know you're faking it. You don't have to tell it. Just laugh. And you go, I feel better already. Laugh. Get out and talk to people. If somebody's sitting in the hall and they're looking at the ground, just walk over and say, are you okay? It's been proven that 27% of seniors suffer from depression. So talk to them. Just say, are you okay? You might save a life. And be friends with as many people as you can. Remember when you first moved in here? You didn't know anybody. You were snatched out of your house or your apartment or living with your family. Now you're in a big place with people you don't know. This is your house. This is your extended family. So talk to people. That's one way to keep your brain working. And dance if you can. Dancing is good for you. And celebrate birthdays. Do we have any other birthdays in the room? Anybody else with a birthday? Just one person? Nobody else? You right here? And what's your name? Melissa. And when's your birthday? The 8th. And how old did you turn? 29. You look like you're 12. That's all right. Keep that young look. You know, people look at me, they go, what are you, 55? I go, you wouldn't believe it. And they say I'm 68, they go, oh, you're really old. I go, I'm older. And what did you do on your birthday? Anything special? You went where? Frisbee golfing? And what's frisbee golfing? So you throw a frisbee and you try and get it in the basket. Wow, that's bizarre. Did they ever give you a metal one so you can like knock people out? Anybody remember Odd Job from when it slices the guy's head? That's a morbid thought. I'm sorry, but see, I have no filter. My brain just takes off. Oh, it keeps me young. Do we have any questions? Anything you want to know? Any questions? How many people are still here? Yeehaw. Good. Now you got here early, and you've been smiling the whole time, and you got the running shoes on by Nike, so you're cool. The New Balance. Oh, excuse me. Sorry, I thought that I just been straightened out. Well, I've been learned. You've been schooled. Yes, New Balance. That's good. Yeah, get out, do something. You know, work out once in a while. We all suffer from lack of exercise. Now, I live up north of Los Angeles. Took about 3 hours to drive down here. And one of the things I heard, which is really weird, they said that women over 5'9" tend to live past 90 years old. And whereas women under 5'2" are lucky if they make 70. They don't know why, but they've just seen the numbers prove that. And they said that men will live to be 90 if they can get an hour and a half of exercise every day. An hour and a half. They will live to be 80 if they get an hour, and they might make 70 if you do a half hour. I'm pretty much done in another year. I don't have any time to go. I don't exercise at all. For me, exercise is bringing my equipment in. And then I go out and I dance. I loved it. Slow motion. I slowed it down for you. And another thing you can do is laugh at jokes. So I got a couple jokes. A couple walks out of a restaurant. A gentleman walks over to the wishing well and he throws a quarter in there and he makes a wish. The wife throws a quarter in there. She falls in and drowns. The husband says, wow, it worked. Thank you. They get worse. Wife runs in the house. Honey, there's water in the carburetor. Husband goes, there's no water in the carburetor. She goes, there's water in the carburetor. He goes, there's no water in the carburetor. Where's the car? She goes, in the pool. Guy's sitting in the bar crying. His friend walks up. Why are you crying? He said, I had a fight with my wife. So why are you crying? He said, she wouldn't talk to me for 30 days. He goes, so why are you crying? He goes, the 30 days is over. Another guy's crying. His friend walks up. What are you crying about? He goes, oh, I had a fight with my wife. Why? What's it about? He goes, oh, she said I don't listen to her when she talks. He said, well, what does she normally say? He goes, I don't know. I don't listen to her when she talks. 92-year-old Sadie walks into a bar. She has a parakeet on her shoulder. Bartender says, Sadie, what's with the parakeet? She goes, well, I'm a little bit lonely, and if a man can tell me what it weighs, I will go home with him. So the bartender says, hey, everybody, Sadie's lonely. She's got a parakeet. If you can tell her what it weighs, she will go home with you. Guy walks up there, Sadie, I'm guessing 10 pounds? She goes, close enough, let's go. Couple's driving. They get pulled over on the freeway. Cop taps on the window. The man rolls the window down. Cop says, sir, do you know why I pulled you over? And he looks at the cop and goes, because you're a jerk. Cop goes, it's a bad way to go, sir. I pulled you over because you were doing 65 in a 30-mile zone. He goes, I was not. Suddenly the wife jumps in. Yes, he was. He was doing 70 before that. Husband turns to the wife, stay out of this. No, you stay out. He goes, leave me alone. He was doing 80 on the freeway. He goes, shut up. You shut up. No, you shut up. Cop sticks his head in the window and he goes, do you guys always fight like this? She goes, only when he's drunk. Milton told me a joke many, many years ago. You know why men die before their wives? Because they want to. Because they know you're going to outlive us anyway. They figure it's like an easy exit. Might as well go now. Now, all right, here's my favorite new joke. It's a little bit weird, but you guys are really cool, so I think you'll like it. The man's sitting in a restaurant. He's having dinner. He's just sitting there eating. Right across from him is a beautiful redhead. Looks like Olivia de Havilland. She's smiling at him. He's having a drink. He takes a drink. Puts it down, and she winks at him. Suddenly, she sneezes, and her glass eye pops out of her head. Flies across the room. He jumps up and goes, oh, and he catches it. And he's looking at it, and it's looking at him. And he looks at her, and she looks at him. And he looks at the eye, and he goes, I believe this is yours. And she goes, oh yes, thank you so much. She takes it, she sticks it back in her head, she blinks, it looks perfectly normal. Perfectly fine. You're such a nice man. Why don't you join me for dinner? I will pay for everything. He goes, oh, okay. He sits down. They're eating, they're drinking, they're having a great time. She's touching his hand. She's winking at him. She's playing with her hair. He's going, oh, this is the best. She says, you know what? Let's go dancing. I'll pay for everything. Late night dinner, I'll cover it. Let's go dancing. They go out, they dance till the club closes. Well, the next morning he wakes up at her house. She brings him breakfast in bed. And he says to her, listen, I could ask you, are you this nice with every man you meet? And she goes, no, you just happen to catch my eye. And on that note, I'm getting a walking ovation, ladies and gentlemen. 97-year-old Charles walks into a lady in the store. He goes, excuse me, do I come in here a lot? She goes, occasionally. He goes, can I talk to you for a few minutes? She goes, why? He goes, well, I've lost my wife, and whenever I talk to a beautiful woman, she appears out of nowhere. But you gotta enjoy yourself. Now, what makes things funny is when you don't see what's coming, when it's unexpected. If you talk to somebody, you know, and they're coughing, you can say to them, can I get you a tissue or something like that? That'll make them laugh. If you're on the phone and somebody is chewing, just say to them, what are you eating? It's called relative humor. So if you acknowledge what's going on, you make people laugh. So be funny. Enjoy yourselves. I'm not saying offend people or make fun of them, but try to enjoy yourself. And one of the things that can really keep you going is to breathe. I don't know if you noticed this, but breathing is really important. It gets air in your body, the air gets oxygen in your lungs, it goes to your brains, and it keeps you alive. And one of the ways you can breathe is to sing. So we're going to do some songs. First one is called When the Saints Go Marching In. It's basically the same part, but it's right behind the other one. So I'll sing the first one, or you can sing that, and then some of you sing the second part. Oh, when the saints go marching in. Oh, when the saints go marching in. I wanna be in that number when. Look at that. You all sang and you did it unassisted. Thanks for getting that joke. I appreciate it. Yeah, but this is great. You all seem to recognize each other, which is really nice. It looks like everybody's still awake in the room. That's good. Very good. And you guys are still here. That's even better. All right, let's try, let's go back to childhood. Row, row, row. Very good. And it's a two-parter, if you know it. Start late and keep going. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Keep going. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. That's great. We had 3 rounds going. I've never had that before. We had a third group of people. It's great. I got a walking ovation. Thanks for stopping in. Slow down.
Thank you very much.
It was my pleasure. Thank you for saying that. It means a lot. What's your name?
Dorothy Jackson.
Nice to meet you, Miss Jackson.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Be careful, okay?
Nice to meet you.
Same here. Thanks for rolling in, as we say. But see, that's important. It doesn't matter what's stopping you. Don't let anything stop you from getting around. Whether you got to walk, crawl, roll, whatever, get out of the rooms. Don't lay around and stare at the boob tube. Remember when we were growing up, they called it the boob tube? They said if you watch TV all the time, you grow up to be stupid. Obviously, I watched a lot of television. You know, I grew up with the voice, hey, how you doing? One of my favorites was Jerry Lewis. I used to go up to New York, and I was the runner for the telethon in the late 60s, before they had the big thing. And so I would run out and say, here's what we got, Jerry. He'd go, okay. I go, okay. And we'd stand there going, hi, monsieur, hi, here behind, hi, monsieur. And he would finally push me off the stage. So I've been very happy with my life. I've gotten to work with a lot of people, and best, I'm getting to work with you guys. So now we're going to do a song that goes way, way back, and I'm going to do this with a very special instrument. Now, I don't have a mic stand today, so I'm going to try putting this in here, and now it sounds like a talk box. Hi, I'm Stephen Hawking. So, this is called a keytar. You ever see these back in the 80s? Yeah. It's called a keytar because it's a combination of a guitar and a keyboard. And what's great about it is you turn it on, and you hit a button, and I guess I should turn the volume up. That would probably be very helpful. There we go, one little. There we go. And when you're done, you hit one button. Ain't that cool? I got this 25 years ago. Yeah, I bought it in a Ralph's Market over the freezer section. Have you ever looked up there? There are things you didn't know existed. I saw an 11-slice toaster. Not 6, not 12. Had 2 slots of 5 and 1 more at the top. Like the guy's going, I'll put an extra one in for my buddy. So I bought this thing. And it's great because you can jam, you can put songs in here. And what we're going to do is we're going to sing a song you all remember called Zippity. Very good. Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-yay. My, oh my, what a wonderful day. Plenty of sunshine coming my way. Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-yay. Mr. Bluebird on my shoulder. It's the truth, it's actual, everything. Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-yay. Wonderful feeling, wonderful. Very good. You guys like to sing. We should go on the road. We'll get a bus. And we'll tour. We'll call it the geezer tour. Young people won't know what it is. But we'll take care of our own, as they say. All right, now, I'm going to do a song you may remember. It's called Louie, Louie. You remember Louie, Louie? All right, now the part you guys get to sing is Louie, Louie, oh baby, we gotta go now. Ay, 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 ay. Now, nobody knows the actual lyrics of the song. Because when they recorded it, they admitted they were really drunk. So if you think of the song was basically, all right, so you guys get to sing Louie, Louie, oh baby, we gotta go now. Ay, 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 ay. And the rest of the song, we're gonna have to wait and see. Yeah, now, this is a song they call Louie, Louie. I really hope you people will give it a try. You can dance if you want to, or just shake your head. Yeah, move your feet, that's what I said. You can get involved and you can sing. Now it's time for you to do your thing. Come on, Louie, Louie. Oh, baby, we gotta go now. Ay, 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 I said a Louie, Louie. Oh, baby, we gotta go now. Ay, 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 ay. That's right, now I'm looking around the room, I see you. You got a camera back there. Yeah, what's up? What's going on? How's it back there? Everybody okay? Well, you're all still awake. And a lot of people said, you know, I've had enough of this. I need a break. You're looking at me, you go, oh man, he's up there and he's rapping it. You can't believe it. I get down with it. You're saying, man, he's freestyling. I don't know if that's really right. Most of you can't believe I rap because I'm white. Louie, Louie. Oh, baby, we gotta go now. Ay, 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 I said a Louie, Louie. Oh, baby, we gotta go now. Ay, 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 ay. All right, now this is my big closer. This is what I did on the James Corden show and the Gong show. This is what a thing I call karaoke. Do not try this at home. Very good. It's funny, my tongue is bleeding. It's hysterical. Alright, last time, let's hear it. A Louie, Louie. Oh, baby, hands up. We gotta go now. Ay, 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 I said a Louie, Louie. Oh, baby, we gotta go now. Ay, 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 ay. Well, I gotta go. I want to thank you for coming down if you don't remember anything except this, never, ever give up. Keep moving, keep living, enjoy your life. Old saying, you only go around once in life, and when you're done, you're done. So don't give up. Look for tomorrow and keep going and enjoy yourself. My name's Perry Kurtz. Thanks for being here. Show's over. It's safe to go back to your rooms.